Malawi, beautiful but poor, where people are being driven to strip forested slopes and reserves to meet the urban dwellers' demand for charcoal. Charcoal and wood is not only being burnt in the home, but also by industry. To combat this crisis, ProBEC, the Programme for Biomass Energy Conservation, has joined forces with Peter Scott from the NGO Aprovecho to design a rocket stove to radically reduce the amount of wood consumed.
Well, we try to address the deforestation and, of course, also the economy of people who are using firewood for cooking, and that is mostly even over 95% of Malawian households. Even those that have got electricity, they cook on firewood or charcoal. We have seen forest reserves in 3 years completely gone, not a single tree standing there. There is an alternative if you use firewood or, how we say, non-tree-based wood fuels, meaning shrubs like pigeon peas or bamboo. You can still cook on them if you have got a good technology that is giving you the energy into the cooking pot that you need.
Using the new rocket stove, the amount of wood needed for cooking can be substantially reduced.
What we've got here is a rocket stove, and as you see, there are only a few pieces of firewood in, and these few pieces are enough to cook 40 liters of water easily. And the reason is we have improved the combustion and the heat transfer. And now in between the fire and the outside, we put insulation, and that retains the heat in the fire, meaning the fire itself gets hotter than a normal open fire. And with these higher temperatures, the smoke is burnt, which is a great health impact.
A little bit of smoke, only when starting the fire. But as soon as the fire is, as it is now, as soon as the fire is ready, then no smoke again.
The firewood is resting on this metal shelf, and the air for the combustion is hitting the firewood from the bottom, which is also better for combustion. But the combustion chamber is quite high. And this is for the reason that the hottest spot of the flames is actually above the flames. Above this combustion chamber there's this skirt, which is to shield the pot from wind, and the more important reason is to increase heat transfer into the pot. Fire temperatures can be between 800 and 900 degrees C.
We are getting the expertise in to develop the technology that is convenient for the users here, and then we try to train producers who then do that on a commercial approach.
My business, I deal with metals. I'm doing metal work. These guys from GDZS came to me one time and asked me if I can be one of the rocket producers. So they brought in somebody called Peter Scott, who taught me everything about rocket. So I started it from there. I'm making household stoves, and we're making institution ones from the same rocket system.
A range of sizes and styles are designed for the benefit of different users.
When using that open place, it was taking roughly an hour to boil something like this pot. But using this stove, it takes only 20 or so minutes. In the first place, for instance, we're using firewood for 1 week. And when we started using this one, the same amount of firewood for 2 weeks. It is a great improvement.
Tea picking is a major source of employment, and providing meals for the workers used to demand large quantities of fuel wood. Now, thanks to the rocket stove, the amount being used for cooking at the Lauderdale tea factory has been cut dramatically.
We use 90 to 95% less firewood cooking in here than we do cooking outside. We'll have a full kitchen of these things everywhere, I would imagine, by the end of 3 years' time. It's very, very good indeed. We're delighted with it.
So we're building up capacity to create a supply of the technologies, and especially a sustainable supply, which is when you, as the initiator of the process, become redundant. It works on its own, and that is what has happened here.
When I was beginning this, I had about 2-3 people and one machine. Then I increased the machines because of the work of these rockets, and now I'm employing about 27 people.
As the business spreads, more and more individuals and institutions will be reaping the benefits of the rocket stove.
We buy these stoves from Ken Chirewe, and these stoves work very well with our project because we do the feeding of children in primary schools. And the stoves are very effective indeed.
We are feeding
75,000 children every day and at the primary schools every morning using the rocket stoves.
Lake Victoria, northern Tanzania. Here, farming has been going on for centuries, leaving few mature trees, increasing the pressure on those remaining to provide fuel for cooking and firing bricks. It's the demand for bricks that's causing the greatest risk to the last remnants of forest and inspired the Mwanza Rural Housing Programme, MRHP, to develop alternative sources of fuel.
In the past, there were these round, big houses which were constructed of mud and poles. Later on, these houses could not be constructed anymore because there were no trees anymore. Also, the houses had no foundation. So with little storm or floods, the houses were falling down.
Before MRHP, people, they used to rebuild their house sometime every year, rebuilding their house, because they are using this, we call it mud blocks.
MRHP has been working with people to build more permanent homes for many years. But more recently, finding durable material to make the walls has been the biggest challenge. Traditionally, bricks were fired using wood fuel to make them durable. Yet with deforestation threatening their supply and wrecking the environment, they look for alternative sources of biomass using the agricultural waste from rice and cotton, the most common crops in the region. A specially designed kiln was developed to burn the new fuel efficiently and fire the mud into hard bricks. First the clay is prepared, and as the local soil does not contain enough, different types are combined to get the right texture. Next, water is added and the mixture kneaded by foot until the right consistency is achieved. Then it's moulded into shape and left on a flat surface to dry. After drying for several days, the bricks make it into the kiln. The kiln is lit using dry grasses, but the important ingredient is the rice husk fuel. As the husks burn, their ash builds up, and as more are added from the top, the heat spreads throughout the entire kiln. The holes act as a chimney to suck up the air for more heat. Once the bricks have been fired, they are dismantled and nothing remains but ash.
Most of the people are coming here for making bricks so that they can get money. The other people, they have come here to learn. Today we have 2 trainees from the other districts. They have come here for how to make bricks, how to arrange the bricks into the kiln, how to fire it. After that, maybe they go back, then they start their own business.
I've come a long way to learn this work. I didn't know it. I've learned how to make fired bricks and how to build a kiln. After I return home, I will start to build and burn bricks and sell them.
The working shed is very important for making the bricks because during rain season, when the rain comes, what you can do?
MRHP helped us through training about this business, and also they gave us loan, and then by giving a loan, I managed to construct this shed so that I can produce my bricks throughout the year, whether it is rainy season or dry season. Bricks is helping me because it pushes in my account, you know.
MRHP has shown many people how to make a living from bricks, and the knowledge is spreading to distant areas, so that even remote villages can take advantage of brick houses.
The government has accepted our technology and they had accepted the product. And they knew that we were making bricks without affecting the environment.
The government's belief in these bricks has resulted in large investments in housing in this region, helping the many new brickmakers and their new business.
The aim is to improve the habitat of the people from Mwanza region. And housing is more than a structure.
MRHP also has reforestation projects, use more fuel-efficient stoves and promote solar energy. The brickmaking business is producing a valuable income for many young people who would otherwise be jobless, and also enabling the rural people of Mwanza a chance to live in permanent homes.
I wanted a permanent house. In my experience, every year the house falls down in the rainy season. I want a durable house so that I can relax for 10 or 20 years.